published 6:47 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 16th of April 2018, updated 1917 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 16th of April 2018. Dan Evans was given a privileged wildcard entry into this month's Glasgow Challenger event on Monday, with one condition being the right to target him specifically for a drugs test at any time. The latest episode in the former British number two's turbulent career will play out a week on Saturday when he returns at Scott's Tune in the $100,000 tournament, courtesy of an invitation from his governing body. A year after testing positive for cocaine, the Lawn Tennis Association are to give the former world number 41 a place in the qualifying rounds, casting aside worries that it may send the wrong message about taking drugs. Dan Evans' tennis comeback was given a helping hand with a wildcard for a Glasgow event. Evans tested positive for cocaine a year ago and will compete in Scotland this month. The LTA have form in this area, having joined in the rush to offer Maria Sharapova a wildcard into the main draw of the WTA Tour event in Birmingham last summer, which she was unable to take up due to injury. Having done that, they could hardly refuse the request of Evans, whose history of disciplinary issues reached a whole new level at the Barcelona Open, where he gave a sample that showed up cocaine in his system. Fearful of this being seen the wrong way, the LTA were quick to emphasize that they have made strenuous assessments of his physical condition, including the threat of doing their own random tests, and demanded he meet targets. Of course, his case and that of Sharapova are far from identical. A major distinction is that, although taking cocaine is deplorable behavior for a professional athlete, there does not appear any suggestion that he was trying to gain an unfair advantage over opponents by using it to enhance performance. The evidence that the substance could help in that way is tenuous, to say the least. The Lawn Tennis Association set a precedent by giving a wildcard to Maria Sharapova in 2017. It is understood that he took the recreational drug in a social context, while attending a wake following the funeral of one of his closest friend's mother in the Birmingham area. He had played Kyle Edmund in the Monte Carlo Open first round, lost and then headed home for a few days before going back out to Spain. However, the LTA could just have left him to his own devices to enter bottom-tier futures events, as he would have been perfectly entitled to do after his ban expires on April 23. This looks a bit of a half measure. In an ethical sense, if the governing body are taking the step of offering a privileged entry to assist his efforts to come back as quickly as possible, then why not offer him one straight into the main draw, where useful points are immediately on offer? It is not that there is a plethora of wildcard options in Glasgow's thin field. Recent sightings of Evans, who has been training mainly in Bath and Birmingham, suggest that he is in good shape and has been taking his preparation seriously. Approaching his 28th birthday, this unusually talented player with an aesthetically pleasing game still has enough time to climb again to the highest level. Evans said in a statement that he remains grateful to those who have stood by me. "I want to thank everyone who has supported me throughout this difficult period," said Evans. "I have learned a lot about myself in my time away from the game, a sport that I love very dearly. I am now committed to training hard, resuming my career and getting back to where I was. If there is a lesson to be learned here, it's that it is every athlete's responsibility for what they put into their bodies. I am grateful to those who have stood by me, the fans and the LTA for the opportunity to compete again." The LTA was keen not to be seen to be sending up mixed signals. Performance director Simon Timpson said, "The LTA condemns any form of doping, which has no place in our sport. We have been having regular contact with Dan and he has shown genuine commitment to getting his tennis career back on track. We have provided a structured program of sports science and medicine support to help his journey since Dan became eligible again. He has passed our agreed checks over the last 6 weeks, and it is on this basis we have agreed to provide him with a place in the qualifying tournament for the upcoming ATP Challenger event in Scott's Tune from April 28. Dan has reflected on his experience over the last year, and has begun to support the development of the LTA's anti-doping education materials to help emerging young players avoid similar mistakes. Our continued support will be entirely dependent on a non-negotiable commitment to ongoing monitoring." Evans, pictured in action at the Hopman Cup in 2017, has passed agreed checks with the LTA.